Welcome to APABI Focus. Today we're pleased to have Nepal as our guest, Mr. Dan Thapa, the head of programs at the National Banking Institute. Besides this role, you've also spent a number of years at Standard Chartered, worked as a teacher, so you have kind of all-around experience about this. But I guess what I'm kind of, every country that I interview, I'm always interested to learn more about your country. And so I was wondering maybe if you could tell us a little bit more about Nepal, and in particular, what's the state of financial inclusion in Nepal? Because I understand it's, first of all, got some difficult geography, which makes it a very beautiful country, but also maybe a little bit difficult logistically. And also maybe the pandemic, some updates there. So maybe if you could just give us an introduction there.
Well, okay. Financial literacy, the Nepal government has also recognized financial inclusion as this is a very important factor, especially for the sustainable financial development. And in the same way, the central bank has also taken its initiatives, especially to promote the financial literacy and the financial inclusion in Nepal. So, if we talk about the pandemics, yes, the pandemic has definitely opened the more and more people started, they actually adopted to the digital payment system, and it has definitely fostered the digital payment system in Nepal, because the physical services that was actually not possible during the pandemic, and we have seen a very good improvement on the digital payment system. So lots of the wallets and also the internet banking, these sort of mediums for payment, they have been started during the pandemic.
And I'd also be curious to know about some of the specific things that your organization has worked on, because I was actually looking on your website earlier, and I noticed that, well, besides training for bankers, which I think a lot of APABI institutes are doing, you also have a financial inclusion app, which seems like an interesting idea. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like who is this app aimed for, and how does it work?
Well, yeah. So it was we developed the financial inclusion app, especially with a purpose to reach out to the grassroots level people in Nepal. Yes, this has been a big success for National Banking Institute, and we have also started publishing the success stories, and also the financial literacy related activities through the apps. Yeah, this is one of the successful apps that NBI has developed.
So this is for financial education, I guess, for the general public. And what sorts of behaviors are?
Currently, so we are promoting this app to all the banking people, and even we are encouraging the students and whoever are actually using the smartphone. But this is free, and the main target is to the banking and the students, the people working in the banks, and the students are the major targets.
What are the kind of education points? Like, are you thinking about like developing savings behavior, also anti-fraud kind of things, or yeah, what are the main points?
Okay, through the app, we are posting the financial literacy manuals and different success stories. So we invite people, especially in the small business, involved in the small business, and we take the videos, the video bites, and also and we publish that sort of activities, and whatever financial literacy related programs that NBI conducts, that is also posted in the apps. Posted, if you have a look at it, then we have also posted some songs related to financial, and that actually encourages the people to financial inclusion and financial literacy. So especially to save and gain some knowledge about the banking, different banking products. So these are the different activities that we have been posting in the apps. And now what we're actually doing is even the people working in the banks, they can also download that app. Then we we post different banking training programs that we have been doing, and they can easily get information about the training programs that we have been doing, not only in the financial literacy areas, but even the commercial banking areas also, they can get the information through the apps.
That's a very interesting approach that you mentioned, that you have financial literacy songs. I think that's pretty unique. So then maybe turning a little bit more towards your organization, because we met in Mumbai. We've met for a couple of APABI conferences, I think. But in Mumbai, you mentioned that your organization does consulting for the banks, which is also something a little bit broader than I think some of the other APABI members do. So I was wondering if you could, maybe you can introduce this service, and yeah, what sorts of areas, what sorts of banks do you work with?
Okay. So this consulting is it's a new vertical National Banking Institute has started. We have created a pool of experts, especially for that actually comprises of the bank CEOs who have retired from different banks, and the experts in various areas of banking. Whenever a bank requires to review their different policies that includes maybe credit policies, our strategies, and also the HR policies, operation risk management policies, procedures, and they approach us, and then we provide this sort of service through the experts that we have in our pool. So as of now, a few banks have already outsourced. They have already subscribed for this consulting job. That includes credit policy review and the risk management policies and procedure review. So we have already done that to a few banks in Nepal. So this is one of our very popular programs, and this is gaining popularity in Nepal day by day.
Okay, that's interesting. So I guess one final question, maybe what sorts of collaboration do you see in the future with APABI?
Well, yes. So this is definitely a very, in the APABI meeting also, the people are talking about networking and collaborating with each other. So currently, the Nepalese, especially the banking, National Banking Institute, constantly exploring to introduce the international standard trainings and exposure visits to the Nepalese banking professionals. And this is very important for them to learn what is happening and the best practices that is happening in different parts of the world, especially in the banking fraternity. So in this case, we have already started, collaborating with different APABI members. In Vietnam, we have been coordinating with them. In Cambodia also, we have been coordinating. In India, India is very. We have been closely coordinating with the Indian Institute of Banking and Finance, and we have done a lot of programs with the Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. With the collaboration of different APABI members, we are actually expecting the exposure visit sort of program. So under this, and especially on the soft skills like leadership, strategy, and the digitization, the fintech, the best practices, what they're actually doing out there. So that is the main purpose, to learn what is happening in the other part of the world in the banking industry. So I think so. If we collaborate with different APABI members, maybe we can organize the exposure visits. Then we can take the delegates from Nepal to different countries, and then they will be provided access, the exposure visit to different banks, the big banks, or maybe regulators in these countries, and then so they will learn what they're actually doing there, from the practical aspect. So even in Indonesia, LPPI is one of the APABI members. And last year, we took a group of delegates from the microfinance institutions in Nepal to LPPI. for that sort of exposure visit. And we still have a couple of other batches of delegates. They are planning to go to the Indonesia. So this is one of the areas that we can expect from the APABI members, David. And besides that, this lots of training programs. If we do, and we actually collaborate in the APABI meeting also. The Hong Kong from Hong Kong, they were actually organizing. We knew that, and if we circulate that sort of programs to different APABI members, whatever different APABI members are doing. So in that case, then we can also nominate delegates from Nepal, or so that these are the expectations from the APABI member network.
Very good. So it sounds like you've been pretty active with a number of different partners. So hopefully we can work together in the future. Thank you for appearing today. Always good to talk to you.
Yes. Okay, David. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.